retrain, retrain our bodies and our souls, or further train them. I would say sometimes that's a thing we could do. Are we live now? Outer Space Arcata Variety Hour, y'all. What's up? It's February 5th, the year 2023. It is Outer Space Arcata Variety Hour. Thanks for tuning in online. Got a pretty cool show for you tonight. Some folks, some live signups in here in outer space at the plaza. If you're around, come hang out. We do it every Sunday, unless something special's happening, which you gotta just tune in and find out and hang out. So we have some special stuff happening tonight, which is like always the case. I'm Julio Perdido. That's ZB. We're Los Perdidis. This song is a new one. I'm just calling it "Stay Away" for now. I don't know. Achy breaky heart. It's called The Knife. Did not mean to keep breeze. Release. I can still feel the night. I can still feel the night. I can still feel the night. And that's it for Los Perdidos tonight, I think, right? Outer Space Arcata Variety Hour. Thank you so much. We have a video up next of our good friend Daniel Nickerson and the Blueberry Hill Boogie Band. With the saw and the bass and the guitar and the drums on the feet and all that good stuff. After that, we have Greg B live in here, and then we'll have another video to share, and then we'll have a new friend to the show, the Variety Hour, Shay, and then I think there's something else. So stick around. Is the video on?
All right. Thanks, everybody. Hi, I'm Greg. Okay. I'm going to do a couple poems for y'all. Hope you like them. Here we go. Oh, okay. See. Here we go. All right. Being gender fluid confuses me more than it confuses you. It confuses me when I pick up a pair of pink glasses I like and the red-faced optometrist screams across the room at me, "That's the women's section!" To which I say, "Don't worry. Nothing matters. Time is an illusion and someday we're all going to die. There is no lens through which this man will ever be able to see me." I put down the glasses and buy contacts instead. I take a breath of blue air and walk out the door. Being gender fluid confuses me because until 3 years ago, I didn't even know you could be gender fluid. One day at work, I went to a training called Gender Affirming Care, and I started to sob because for the first time in my life, I heard someone describe what I am. I always felt like a man, but I also felt like a woman. I thought maybe I was just gay, but I had too much internalized homophobia to admit that I was. I wondered what was wrong with me, but nothing was wrong with me. The binary just doesn't make sense to me, and that's perfectly okay. Being gender fluid confuses me because I don't know what a gender fluid person's supposed to look like. When I wear a scarf and a foxtail, no one questions if I'm queer. If I put on a wig and a Harley Quinn top, people are like, "Sure, you're gender fluid." But it's so easy to look like a cis man again if I don't put the effort in. Sometimes I don't want to put the effort in. Sometimes I just want to blend in. Sometimes I don't even want to be gender fluid, but I am. When I was 6 years old, I told my best friend that my favorite color was pink. He said, "That can't be your favorite color because you're a boy." I had no recourse. I thought he was right. I said my favorite color was yellow for the next 25 years. I learned to love yellow. Yellow became comfortable, but it was a lie. When I published my book 6 years ago, I gave that book a pink cover. I printed pink t-shirts and pink stickers. I'm not scared to hide my pink things anymore or who I am. It doesn't all make sense to me, but it doesn't have to. Being gender fluid, I'm starting to lose it a little bit. Being gender fluid, doesn't actually confuse me more than it confuses you. All these things people have said and done to me don't matter anymore. They're just lines in a poem now. I choose which words I speak. I cast my own spells. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. It all makes sense to me now. I love who I am. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to re-memorize poems that I once had memorized and forgot, and now I'm memorizing them again. It's funny how brains work. Let's hear it for brains. Hey, all these brains love that. It's the only organ that thinks it's the most important organ. Take that with you. Okay, here's an old one that also I forgot and hope to remember. Thanks again for being here and watching. My name's Greg B, and I wear skinny jeans. When the trend started, guys would buy girl jeans because no one made tight guy jeans yet. And I don't know what a guy jean is or a girl jean is, but these are the jeans that Fig gave me. And I'm pretty sure, I forgot the next part. Oh, wow, I'm totally, new shit. I totally forgot it. I'm trying to remember that one, but we're just going to do a different poem. All right. We're just going to release it. Okay. Bye poem, bye skinny jeans. It's the worst poem I ever wrote, but the best poem I ever wrote. Okay, here we go. The next one in my set was this. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this poem. This is new shit. This is like newer shit. It's like last year's shit. Okay. I'm forgetting which poem it is. This is like Wayne's World. It's exactly like Wayne's World, where Wayne leaves and Garth's there, right? Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, an open letter to every old white guy who complains that we're wearing Carhartts and not doing Carhartt shit. 1, the tattooed barista that you think is hot hates you. She's quitting her job and is going to travel the world working on farms. She does not care how long the line gets. She's going to completely forget your order. 2, you ever seen the way a flamboyant artist hangs 20 paintings before a gallery opening? He's quick with a drill and can find those studs faster than you can. 3, we're invading your neighborhood hardware store. store, that beautiful trans woman over there is going to find you the right screws and bolts you need, because even though you're working class, we all know you can't find shit in there. The non-binary person behind the counter is going to be a little annoyed that you forgot to write down the price of the screws and bolts, but don't worry, they know how to look it up. 4, we're getting ready for the end times to come. We're collecting rainwater, learning permaculture, and having sex parties. 5, you're not invited to the sex parties. 6, we look cooler in our bibs than you do, and that's what this is really about. 7, you're not special. 8, stop gatekeeping. 9, this is homophobia and you know it. 10, yes, we shoot guns now too. 11, I saw a woman in tie-dye leggings safely disconnect the electrical wiring off track lights and then rip those motherfuckers off the ceiling. She is going to paint clouds on that ceiling that let all the light of the universe shine through them. People say that you can't actually see God when you look up, but I have. She's at the top of a ladder and she's more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. She has a toolbox that her father gave her and a tape measure that's been in her family for generations. She says they don't make them like that anymore. We're changing the definition of Carhartt shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks, y'all. I think that's my time. Have a good night.
Yeah, we will. We'll do that. Thank you, Greg B. That was awesome. We got some more stuff to share with you folks here at Outer Space Arcata that we got coming up. This Thursday, we have another drag show, System Failure. That's at 7:30. Hypnic Jerk, who's played here before. I think we're going to share a video of theirs next. And then there'll be Think Tank and Kiki Cosmo, which we've had a chance to see out here before. It's great. Besides that, Saturdays, open hours out here. Sunday, we just started a queer AA group every Sunday at noon. It's rocketed into the queer dimension. So this is a place where, hopefully we can build that kind of confidence in community and help each other feel safe and work through this kind of shit, because there's already a lot of stuff going on that keeps us from opening up sometimes. And if you go somewhere and people are like, oh, that guy is weird queer, and then you don't feel comfortable to do it, hopefully we're building that here. So come out. It's an open meeting. So those of you who know, you might have a sense about that. And then later this month at the end of the month, February 28th, non-binary girlfriend with heart eyes and blood honey. Should be a good time, yeah. Up next is a video, Hypnic Jerk, and then after that we'll have our new bud, Shay.
This is a song that I don't know if we've ever been able to perform live.
The first time.
Yeah, but it is an original that we wrote many, many moons ago. Let's give it a shot. Should I take
Hey, welcome back, y'all. That was Hypnic Jerk. You'll see them Thursday out here at the System Failure. A lot of stuff happening around Arcata in general. We have a queer speed dating event happening Valentine's Day over at Kiki Planet. Also, something different happening at the Exit Theater across the way here on the Plaza on the 22nd. I'll let Shay Freelove take it away from here. Thank you.
Which one's the camera? Both of them? That one? Yeah. What's this little one? Backup. Okay. All right. Well, I'll pretend like... Well, this is actually an interactive show. I'm used to doing live street performance and stuff. My name's Shay Freelove. I learned how to perform right out here in front of the Outer Space at the farmers markets here, juggling and doing some stuff. But yeah, I'm doing a monthly interview show at the Exit Theater. They have streaming and stuff. And so this month I'm interviewing Paul Patino. He's a former council member. And I got Rachel Sanders, who's a belly dancer, and Orion Peterson Jones, who's a local musician. He plays at the recording studio down at the Creamery. And we've got A-OK the Clown, who's probably going to bring his unicycle and stuff. But everyone has a little act, and then I interview them. It's a fun show, but we're starting to do it monthly. But I started it 10 years ago at the Arcata Theater Lounge. But you guys like magic? I'm gonna do some tricks and not just talk the whole time. But I mean, that's the PSA portion of my performance. But I want to say hi to the audience and thank camera and technology and youthful performers like you who know how to do this. So a hi out there if anyone's listening. It feels odd. I'm used to live performances. So is there anyone out there in the audience? Oh yeah, it's very sanitary. I want to give props to the Outer Space because it's very sterile. Everyone's wearing masks. It's really hard to hear the cheers and groans of disbelief with these masks on. And I actually have to have my mask off for my act, but which involves the hammer. But first, we're gonna see some magic. You guys like magic? Yeah, magic. Okay, so this is stage magic. I don't know what you kids are into these days, but hang on. That's for later. Wait for it. Let it build inside of you. Okay, so this is a rope. So this is stage magic. So it's just knots on a rope accompanied by a story. Should be somewhat amusing. But this isn't a Hogwarts. There's no fairy dust here. You can look at the rope. There's no, it's real rope. There's not Velcro or, I don't know, snaps, magnets. Looks pretty soft. It's soft. It's a nice rope.
That's a nice rope.
Yeah. And see, it's kind of dirty because I've used it a lot. Not a virgin rope. Okay, so let's see. Anyone else get those pandemic blues where everything's shut down? You've been used to performing 300 shows a year, and then you don't do anything for 3 years. Okay, let's see if I can still do it. One-handed knot. Ta-da! Wow, yeah, knots. All right, poof, whiz. Okay, so you wake up in the morning and you tie your shoes in a bow like that, right? Can you see it? Is it in focus? Yeah? How about now? Okay. So at the end of the night, you untie the bow, wake up the next day, tie the bow again. But see, this day is different because you get one end of the rope cut through that loop, get the other end of the loop cut through the other loop, and then when you get home at the end of the night, it gets tied in a knot. So you wrap it around your hand, call upon the spirits, Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi, Elvis, whatever kind of spirits you like. You take the knot, pull it to the end of the rope, bounce the ground, catch it, put it in your pocket, save it for later. Stage magic. Yeah. Knots on a rope. Okay, I got one more. Do you want to see the rope again?
Yeah.
All right.
I know it's on here somewhere.
Okay, so wow, you guys are smart out there. So I'll try my last one. This usually isn't in the show. This isn't for kids. Let me see. Let's see if I can do this one. Okay. All right. Hey, we have a new victim. I mean, audience member, right in the front row in the splash zone. Can you go ahead and take that and pull it as hard as you can. Magic. Woo, pop whiz. So I'm also a sideshow performer. I'm not sure if you guys know about freak shows and sideshows. They're like not very PC. But I studied well, it's a part of history. I've gone to the source, to Coney Island. I've learned all the tricks of the trade. I have a diploma from Coney Island. I've traveled all over the world, basically doing this particular act that I'm about to do for you right now. Let me see. I've got my items here. I'm gonna need you guys to inspect them. So this isn't stage magic. This is real. So I'm gonna let you guys inspect the stuff again. But this is a human feat. This is a stunt. This is a sideshow act straight from Coney Island. Learned it there. This is how they would pitch it on the streets of Brooklyn. This is the human blockhead. So I got a hammer, right? We're gonna need that. Okay, so push back it, real hammer. It's a good hammer. It's not like collapsible. Nope. Okay. All right. You haven't touched it. That's a nail, right? Yeah. Okay, there's no tricks, gimmicks, wires, hiding spaces, collapsible area, mirrors. No, I'm pressed on it. No mirrors. Are you sure it's not made of rubber? No, just kidding. It's not. It's solid, I swear. See all that red? Do you see all the red stuff on there? It's blood. No, it's rust. It's rust. But still, it's just as bad. Okay, so the post-pandemic, doing the human blockhead. Are you guys still impressed? Because we've all had the Q-tip in our nose now, right? Like everyone in the room, right? Okay, so why are you guys impressed by this? Okay, all right. No, they don't stick it. I mean, look, it's going in this far. I mean, that's like max level Q-tip, right? Yeah. Okay, so I have to lube up the nail. Or maybe try to. Let's see. All right, are you guys ready? The post-pandemic. This is heavy metal COVID inspection here. All right. So, are you guys ready? There you go. All right, hang on. I'll clear it out real good. You know what? Maybe I should just use the microphone. Is that hooked up to the system? Okay. Well, I mean, it makes me look tough with the leather jacket and the hammer, but I mean. This should like make it even better for recording, right? Yeah? All right. So, driving a nail into other way. Okay. Driving a nail into my head. All right, here we go. Ta-da! Okay, well, normally I'd have someone pull it out of their mouth with their teeth, but I guess you guys are all wearing masks and it's 2020. Oh yeah? Is that kosher with the space? I mean, all right. Okay, well your teeth might be dirty, so you can keep the nail afterwards. But yeah, come on up. I don't want your COVID, but you can have my nail. Ta-da! If you think that's funny, it's not. Shea Free Love, that's February 22nd at Exit Theater. All this and more.
Where's the Exit Theater?
It is 890 G Street, right across the plaza. Thank you, Outer Space, for having me, and see you guys next time. Remember to subscribe and like and push the button and yeah, act your age.
That's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about that for years. Well, I think that brings us to the concluding act of the show tonight, which is our lovely regular fig. That's all the yogurt, I think. The regular stuff. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna do some. Yeah, I'm gonna let you take it over, Fig. Outer Space Arcata variety. If y'all have stuff to share, let us know. Check out the Exit Theater. That's the 22nd over here on the plaza. The Thing here next door, right next to us. If you've heard of the Thing, that's also a thing that's happening. I know there's stuff happening in several different places. Like we mentioned last week, Northtown Coffee has the Tuesday night poetry open mic, and on the 28th, we're gonna give a really a cool welcome back to our friend Non-Binary Girlfriend, who has played here before in a band called Crybabe, but this time it's gonna be a little different. So let's have a peek at it now. Me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and if there's any other stuff that you want us to announce and let the community know that's happening out here or a little further around, message us, comment, like, subscribe, like Ollie said, and share, right? Tell your buddies to come and play, and then we'll share it. And it's part of the joy in doing this thing is being able to create something that we can, I don't know, put out there for your CV and stuff like that. CBD. Okay. I'm gonna let Fig do it now, everybody. Thank you so much, Greg B. Thank you, ZB, Hypnic Jerk, Daniel Nickerson, Shay Free Love. One more time, thanks again. We got that System Failure show on Thursday, the Queer AA every Sunday at noon, and Non-Binary Girlfriend on 28th with Blood Honey. Here's Fig.
Looks longingly at the microphone. Who knows what I'm gonna do with it? I know that we started a little after 7. Am I going to till 8 or a little after 8? As long. Okay, so what's happening is that my name is Fig. I'm writing a little I've been calling it a TED Talk kind of thing. I'm just going to go into it. So this is a little bit of like a test. What? Okay. Just talk till the it's back. Yeah, so it's a little different than what I might normally do because I'm working on something. So I'm going to time myself. So this is not like a normal set that I would do because I'm going to, I normally sing and then I talk a little bit, but I'm going to be talking substantially more than I normally do. And so that's going to be awkward because I don't know how to transition between talking and singing and talking for long periods of time. And so it's going to be awkward for me. It's going to be awkward for you because you're not going to know. Do you clap when I stop? What do you do? So I was just thinking we could just decide right now what the transitions are going to be together. So when I finish singing a song, I don't know, what do you all want to, like, we could do a traditional clap, do a snap, or you could say, like, in unison, like, great job. Is there any preference of how you'd like to, that one? Great job. Okay, so let's practice that. So when I'm done with a song, you're all gonna, in an attempt to be in unison, go, great job. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Great job. That's great. I feel great. Would you like there to be a 1, 2, 3? Okay, I will do a 1, 2, 3 at the. That's great because there might be a moment where you're not sure if the song is over. Okay, and then what should I do in response to you saying great job? I think like Aw, shucks. That sounds great. Okay, so let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Aw, shucks. All right. I like it. So I think I'm ready. I've been writing songs for about 15 years. I am 31 years old now. What did you say? Youthful talent, juvescent. And I started writing songs when I would hear songs, right, as you do, and I would get this feeling of like not like I couldn't believe that someone could put into words and music something that I had felt so acutely that I thought no one else had felt before, and I would just have this experience of feeling so seen and heard. There was a couple songs in particular that did that to me. There was this song by Gregory and the Hawk, where she'd go, I swear I'm gonna cry, I'm sick of trying to be tough and but I'm not singing it in the right key. Figuring that part out. She says, I swear I'm gonna cry, I'm sick of trying to be tough. My blood won't stick to the confines of my veins. So Gregory and the Hawk said that. And now I get the same feeling, but with different songs. I feel it when Phoebe Bridgers says, I've been running around in circles, pretending to be myself. And so I saw this power in expressing things that felt unexpressible. And, it wasn't always about necessarily expressing big things. Sometimes it was just expressing small things. Like when you want someone to text you, but because you like them, but you don't want to seem desperate, and you're just kind of like, I wish that you would text me first. You know that I assume the worst. I don't want to be bugging you, but thinking about you's all that I can do. I wish that you would text me first. I don't want to be that crazy girl, and I'm sick of trying to play it cool when all I want to do is get crazy with you. This is me now. This is a song I wrote now. Is that clear? I mean, some of you know that I wrote this. I wish that you would text me first. You know that I assume the worst. Don't want to be bugging you, but thinking about you's all that I can do. I wish that you would text me first. I don't want to be that crazy girl, and I'm sick of trying to play it cool when all I want to do is get crazy with you. When all I want to do is get crazy with you. When all I want to do is get crazy with you. 1, 2, 3. Great job! Ah, shucks. So the concept of like feeling like it was important to be able to talk about certain things and needing music to sort of get there took on a new importance. I didn't content warning this. Abusive relationships, emotional abuse specifically. Content warning. I'm warning you about the forthcoming content. And now I'm giving you time to mentally prepare or leave the room or do what you gotta do. And when I do this next time, I'll do the content warning first. So it became it took on a new importance, I should say. After being in myself and experiencing relationships where there was emotional abuse and other types of abuse, because abuse really thrives in silence and is able to continue because of silence. Because it usually causes you, as the person experiencing the abuse, to really doubt yourself and doubt what you're experiencing, and you can feel kind of crazy. And I think it's really important to have external ways to sort of discuss and just talk about what you're experiencing, because in the echo chamber of your own head, a lot of times it's really hard to confirm or understand if what you're thinking or experiencing is, what it is, just what it is. So like I said, it kind of took on a new importance as I experienced different things. Where am I? This is kind of where I stopped having like an official script and just have notes. My notes say, tenderly discuss low self-esteem. What does that mean, past Fig? Tenderly. I think I was trying to say, I know what I was trying to say. So, this is why it's TED Talky. It feels TED Talky. You'll bear with me. This is going to be for a workshop on healthy relationships for youth. That's why it's going to feel so TED Talky now. So I didn't really have a model of healthy and emotionally connected partnership when I was growing up. And I always thought that whenever I did have a partner, I don't know how these things are connected to Maria. I always thought like no one else would ever want to be with me. And I didn't, and again, not having that model for a good connected relationship, I didn't have a sense of like, this is not how a relationship should feel, or like, that's not how this person should treat me. And having low self-esteem, I was vulnerable to people who wanted to be harmful in a relationship. Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost in my notes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see, I had Invisible Love as the second song. How does that connect? How does that connect to that? Oh, wait, is this here? Well, I was talking about having low self-esteem, being in relationships where I wasn't treated well. Oh yeah, so one way that tended to manifest was being in relationships where the relationship wasn't really openly acknowledged. These days, the kids call it situationships, which is essentially the concept of a relationship that's romantic in nature, but it's sort of, maybe there's an unspoken element to it, or just kind of generally like a non-commitment, but kind of in a way that is hurtful to one or both people. And so I experienced this in the form of an on again, off again boyfriend who seemed to enjoy the relationship, but didn't necessarily respect me enough to acknowledge our relationship to other people. And there was a turning point in this relationship where we had been together the night before, and I got to school the day afterwards, and I was really excited to see him, and I was like, oh yeah, like hug and kiss and I do the things right. And as I was like walking up, he saw me and just like turned away, and that was sort of when I realized like, oh, he actually doesn't care about me. Yeah, it was rough. And this song's about that. This song kind of stems from that situation. But it also kind of became a bit of a pattern. I used to dream of a lover who would be proud to love me. We fucked at your parents' house. Maybe I won't say fucked to the children. And when I showed up at school the next day, and I walked up to our group of friends, you turned your body away before I could have the chance to lift my hand to wave. And now this is proving to be a rather depressing pattern for me. I seem to take lovers who are ashamed. Invisible love, and I'm grasping onto anything. Invisible love that could prove this exists to me. Invisible love, and I'm crying myself to sleep. Invisible love, how could I get so deep? Something 2, 3. Ah, shucks. That was called Invisible Love. I mean, yeah, you can clap too. If you want. Oh, the pic's right here. Thanks for, yeah, as I mentioned what this is totally like a first run through of a draft of a script, so. Thanks, Grasshopper. So yeah, that one was Invisible Love. Let's see what I got for notes on this one. I might do one or two more. See ya. See you next time. The next note I have is people hurt people because trauma. So true. This is kind of what happens. It's actually really helpful. I feel like having a similar experience here. Like, okay, I know what I need to do. That's Invisible Love. People hurt people because trauma. Yeah, I don't know. What's going on? You guys okay? Is everyone doing okay? It's like I don't even see how these notes are connected to the next song. I don't know. Oh, I think I was supposed to say that after. I think the stuff I said before Invisible Love, I wanted to say after Invisible Love. Yep. So, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. And, the next one's supposed to be Must Have Been. So I want to talk about how, I think that's where I want to talk about, like, after that experience, I wanted to talk about how, like, you know, I was vulnerable, but I wanted to tell myself to emphasize that someone treating you bad is making a choice. I do want to emphasize that. I want to emphasize that abuse and that is perpetrated onto a person, that person is always making a choice. And I feel like that's important to emphasize because it's such a common experience that I have heard from, that I've felt for myself and heard from many people who, you know, have experienced and lived through different types of like violence like that, is feeling like that they should have done something different, or, you know, that it was their fault in some way. But I think that's why I always want to sort of emphasize, it's like the 5th time I've said the word emphasize, that someone hurting someone is making a choice, is making a conscious choice to do that. And violence in the context of a relationship is a choice. It's not like an appropriate response to having difficult feelings. Violence is not an appropriate response to that. So, yeah, Must Have Been. I don't know. People hurt because trauma, but still need to be accountable for the harm that they caused out of trauma. I don't know. I'm losing steam here. I love you guys. You guys are great. It's also 8 now. I'm going for 20 minutes. What do I want to talk about? I'm just like gonna play one more, and I'm just gonna think about which one I want to play. So the structure of the rest of this, I'll just talk about real quick, just aloud for fun, because so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about like how harm, like we know that hurt people, right? That's what they say. And a lot of times, people who are perpetrating violence have experienced violence themselves, and but that doesn't eliminate a need to be accountable, to take accountability for our actions and for our trauma responses. And then I'm like moving on apparently to talk about how for a long time I hated anything. Now I'm just reading notes. I hated anything about myself that I could trace to a previous relationship. That's related to blaming myself. I felt sad. I felt grief for being changed by abuse. That's true. That's true. I wrote that because it's true. Yeah, it's hard when like we recognize that we've been changed by a situation to like accept who we become after harm. And I think that's super normal. But I'm gonna just play Dynamite because Dynamite was a song. This is great. I'll listen back to this and be like, what the fuck were you talking about? Dynamite was a song that I wrote at a time that I was like at a point of grieving my past self, because I was a different person, you know, before I experienced emotional abuse, experienced someone actively trying to put me down all like every day, trying to control and restrict what I did and who I was, you know, for extended periods, for years. That experience like changed me, obviously, of course it would, right? And so for about 9 years after that, I had a lot of sadness about who I would, you know, I was like, who would I be if that hadn't happened? And I wrote this song like when I felt like I reached a place of acceptance that like, it's okay, you know, you can't change it. Right. So, I am who I am. And like, even if I can see that some of the parts of who I am now did form ultimately because of experiences of violence, like that, it doesn't really do me any good to hate those parts of myself. So I'm just gonna play this one and I'll be done. And I'll figure out the rest of this. There it is. I'm still writing songs about the way that you hurt me. I am scared that everyone I love will desert me. Sometimes pain is all that I can think about. Well, my darling's such a dear, but they're so confused when I blow up and they're wondering how they lit the fuse. Oh, I wanna be dynamite, but not like that. 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 And if I could, would I go back? can love the parts of me that only exist because of what you did to me. I can love what feels the worst. I imagine myself, I imagine who I want to be. My head picked up off the floor and not debilitatedly insecure. Seeing what I have and not just what I lack. Still writing songs, still writing out panic attacks. I could be dynamite like that. I could be dynamite like that. I could be dynamite like that. And I don't think I'm going back. And if I could, well, I don't think that I'd go back. I don't think I'm going back. 1, 2, 3.
Great job!
Oh shucks. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call it there for now because it's clear to me how much more writing I have to do. But yeah, thanks for bearing witness to my first draft of this. And you could do it too if you've got a project you're working on. I would say it's kind of hard to practice these sorts of things on your own. You definitely can, but there's something about, right, like the audience, like there being people there. It adds an element to it that you will have when you're doing your actual performance that's not there when you're in your room. So yeah, if you're out there and you have something you're working on, you just want a space to workshop it live and have it be, I guess, immortalized on the internet. I think maybe that's a little intimidating, but anyways. But when this is a major show and I'm performing it in 50 cities across the United States, you'll be able to look back on the first. That's pretty cool. Make it happen, Captain. Anyways, my name's Fig. This has been the Outer Space Arcata Variety Hour. And let's do Reverse Wayne's World.